There's a story being whispered in royal circles. A story that says Meghan Markle's rise into the royal world didn't start with a sweet blind date or a simple romance. According to people who claim they saw it happen, her journey started in the private lounges, velvet couches, and hidden rooms of Soho House, the fancy club where powerful people make deals behind closed doors. For years, this story stayed hidden. Nobody dared talk about it. Nobody wanted to be the one to reveal how Meghan was introduced, coached, and set up long before Prince Harry ever held her hand. But now, word from the inside says that Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess who was once pushed out of the royal spotlight, is ready to tell everything. She supposedly watched Meghan during those Soho House years, saw the circle she hung out with, and understood how she climbed her way toward the palace. And according to the rumors, Fergie didn't just watch it happen. She was part of it. This is where Meghan's panic starts. Because if Sarah Ferguson talks, the fairy tale ends. Sarah Ferguson has been called many things. Messy, touched by scandal, wild, unpredictable. But there's one detail people forget. She survives. Every fall, every embarrassment, every headline, she has always managed to crawl back up. And that's why, according to royal watchers, Meghan made the biggest mistake of her life when she chose to ignore her. Sources claim that Meghan believed she could rise above everyone, cut ties, and leave people behind once she didn't need them anymore. But Fergie isn't someone you turn your back on. She's someone who remembers, someone who waits, someone who knows things. And the story goes even deeper. Word from people who spend time with both women say Meghan and Fergie are cut from the same cloth, ambitious, hungry, and willing to climb over anyone to reach the top. But there's one difference. Fergie has been in the royal world for decades. Meghan hasn't. And now Fergie is supposedly watching Meghan with the look of someone who has seen a younger version of herself and knows exactly where to strike. This is where the threat becomes real. According to publishing insiders and royal contacts, Sarah Ferguson has been quietly working on a tell-all book. Not a soft, friendly memoir, but a bombshell that could embarrass the royal family and expose private histories. But here's the twist. Sources claim the book wouldn't only reveal secrets about the royals, it would reveal secrets about Meghan. Stories of how she entered royal circles. Stories of who helped her. Stories she never wanted told. And the royals know it. Word from palace hallways suggests King Charles is nervous, uneasy, and willing to give stuff up to keep Fergie quiet. Prince William, on the other hand, is said to be refusing, showing no fear because he has nothing to hide. But Meghan, she has everything to lose. The tension around this book isn't about the past. It's about what happens if the truth finally comes out. Most people believe the sweet story told to the public that Meghan met Harry through a harmless introduction and love bloomed like a fairy tale. But according to people who were there, that isn't how it happened. The rumors say Meghan was already moving through fancy social spaces long before Harry entered the picture. And Sarah Ferguson supposedly saw it with her own eyes. She knew the people Meghan knew. She recognized the network. She understood the strategy. These circles weren't random. They were carefully chosen, guided, planned out. This is why Fergie's voice is dangerous. She can trace the line back to the beginning. Meghan didn't just marry into the royal world. She was led toward it. To understand how Meghan reached royal circles, you have to go back to where the doors first opened. Soho House. This wasn't just a place to drink coffee or go to events. According to insiders, Soho House worked like a gateway for Meghan, a stepping stone into powerful circles she couldn't reach on her own. And at the center of it was Marcus Anderson, a man described by people who know him as a connector, a gatekeeper, and someone who could place people exactly where they needed to be. He supposedly guided Meghan, introduced her to the right people, and positioned her for bigger opportunities. But Marcus wasn't the only one. Word from wealthy circles says Ron Burkle, a billionaire with strong ties to the royal family, was also involved. He was linked to private flights, exclusive invitations, and the network that led Meghan upward. These names matter for one reason. Sarah Ferguson knows them all. She has history with this world. She understands its rules. She has seen these kinds of arrangements before. And according to rumors, she can connect Meghan's journey step by step from Soho House lounges to royal introductions. This is why the palace is nervous, because if Fergie opens her mouth, the polished fairy tale turns into a carefully guided path, one that was never meant to be public. Here is where the story becomes personal. According to people close to the situation, Sarah Ferguson once tried to reach out to Meghan, expecting support, friendship, or even loyalty. After all, they shared history, secrets, and moments nobody else knew about. But Meghan didn't respond. She didn't return calls. She didn't acknowledge her. Sources say Meghan believed she no longer needed Fergie, that she had risen above her, that her new status meant she could leave certain people behind. But Fergie isn't someone who gets left behind quietly. The rumor is that she felt insulted, humiliated, and thrown away. And for a woman who has spent her entire life surviving royal storms, this wasn't something she would forget. The rivalry didn't come from jealousy. It came from recognition. Fergie saw a younger version of herself. A climber, a strategist, a woman who moved with purpose. But Meghan made the fatal mistake of believing she was the only one who could play the game. Now, according to insiders, Fergie is holding the match and Meghan is sitting on the powder keg. While Meghan and Fergie's tension grows in silence, the royal family itself becomes split behind the scenes. According to Palace Whispers, Sarah Ferguson's thread of a tell-all book has created two very different reactions inside the monarchy. On one side stands King Charles, a man said to be tired, cautious, and deeply aware that his past holds shadows he doesn't want dragged back into the light. Sources claim Charles fears that if Fergie talks too freely, old scandals tied to Andrew, deals and arrangements could come back. Because of this, he's supposedly willing to negotiate, soften, or even make quiet deals to keep Fergie calm. But Prince William is different. Word from people close to him say William refuses to bend, refuses to give in, and refuses to reward Fergie for holding the family hostage with secrets. William has nothing in his past connected to her. Nothing she can expose, and nothing she can threaten. He stands firm, unmoved, and confident. This divide creates pressure like a crack forming inside a stone wall. On one side, fear, on the other, defiance. And caught between them, without protection, without goodwill, is Meghan Markle, the one person Fergie can expose without damaging the monarchy itself. The palace doesn't need to defend her, and that's where the danger grows. Here the story shifts into the territory Meghan never wanted touched. According to people who claim to have insider knowledge, there are whispers that Meghan didn't always have her sights set on Harry. Word from certain circles suggests she once aimed higher toward Prince Andrew himself. If that's true, it means Harry wasn't Plan A, but Plan B. There are also claims that one of Harry's longtime friends warned him because he supposedly knew Meghan from years before, during a time when she was said to have been part of yacht party circles. These rumors, whether true or not, are powerful because they involve witnesses, and those witnesses connect back to Fergie's world. Even Meghan's wedding guest list raises questions. Sources say certain people weren't invited because they knew too much and Meghan couldn't risk them being seen, heard, or photographed anywhere near the ceremony. These aren't internet theories. These are the quiet whispers of people who move in expensive rooms. And if Sarah Ferguson confirms even a fraction of these rumors, Meghan's carefully built image collapses like a stage set struck by a single match. And now we reached a final moment, the point where all threads meet. Sarah Ferguson stands at a crossroads. Her Duchess title no longer gives her power. Her standing in the royal family has faded. Her usefulness, her protection, her position, all slipping away. According to people who know her patterns, a woman in that position becomes dangerous because a person with status must protect it. But a person with nothing left can burn everything down. Fergie has lived through scandal before. She has been judged, mocked, and pushed aside. She isn't afraid of headlines. She isn't afraid of outrage. She isn't afraid of noise. And now she holds something more valuable than jewels, titles, or invitations. She holds Meghan's story, the real one, the one before the fairy tale, the one built in private lounges and whispered introductions. Sources say she can connect every step from Soho House to Jamaica to Harry. And Meghan knows it. This is why she's panicking. Not because of public boos, Not because of falling popularity, not because of headlines, but because the one woman who watched her climb is now the woman who can pull her down. And as the story closes, one truth hangs in the air. When a secret is kept, it has a master. But when a secret is spoken, it has a victim. And Sarah Ferguson, according to people closest to the fire, is ready to speak.